We are tuning in for some cards and divine timing. Um, I did pull some decks that I wanted to use for those of you who are sensitive to explicit images. I will advise you because I was guided to this tarot deck and I haven't used it in a hot minute. So forewarning, it is in my settings. This channel is for adults only, but if you don't like images like that or whatever, then respectfully you can sign off now because we're going to be using a sexy deck to pull messages. I'm also using my Oracle of the Mermaids and my Oracle of the Unicorns. See what kind of messages come out for whoever needs it. All right. Oh, those of you who are new to me in the channel, please be aware I have no filter and I do not sugarcoat myself at all. I just read. So if you don't like those kinds of messages, you can also sign off now. Hey. So with that said, we are going to be getting into these messages. Spirit, please. What is going on? That we are live in divine time. What is going on? That we are live in divine time. What message needs to come through at this time for whoever needs it? What is going on? We got the Ace of Pentacles. What else? What else? The Strength card. The Four of Wands, the Seven of Swords, the Five of Chalices, and the Six of Swords. We got the Nine of Chalices, the Nine of Cups on the bottom, and the Three of Swords on the top. All right. So listen. Three of Swords on the top. This card particularly talks about third-party meddling, okay? There's the masculine and the feminine completely into and involved with each other, and then there's this dark figure in the background like casting hate, okay? So that could be what's on your conscious mind, knowing that there is someone out there who is casting shade or shadow on a beautiful connection that you have either within yourself, right, to instill doubt or fears or anxiety or whatever, or that there's literally the manifestation of a third person who's trying to meddle in your affairs with someone else, especially if this is a wish come true for you or something that you have worked very hard for, right? That you are truly the divine feminine receiving what you are meant to be receiving in this dynamic, okay? The Ace of Pentacles with the Strength card and the Four of Wands. It's almost as if, and I'm definitely getting this energy off the Strength card. It's as if you know the beast and are forcing it to drink the water, okay? Forcing it to take loving actions from you or loving words from you where they don't want to like you. You're making it very hard not to like you, because the actual energy, if you look at these cards, let me hold them up for you really quickly. You can see the very content couple here, just kind of holding each other in the romantic lighting. And then the feminine energy taking the beast to the water and making it drink, you know, water being the element of love. And then, of course, the Four of Wands here, which is like being in your element, being outside, and being in union, right? The literal connection, the physical connection is symbolic with the two, right? That you would be at one and at peace with yourself and enjoying and loving your life, right? Especially if you are dealing with a third party. That's a third party, could be anybody, right? Because we're not necessarily always talking about relationships. It's about an energy that is not jiving with your vibe and the vibe of the company closest to you that you keep, right? Someone whose energy is slightly off. And so it's kind of using your own choices to love yourself, to love your person, and to not be distracted by the outer. And whatever they're thinking, doing, planning, like it would have no effect on you because you're not buying into that energy. You're not focusing on that energy. You're choosing to not be consumed by that energy, right? The shadow has nothing to attach to on you. Now the Seven of Swords and the Five of Chalices with the Six of Swords can talk about it's almost a very different story than the top three cards. Okay, I almost feel as if it's completely separate. In this particular card, because the Seven of Swords is usually a thief, an energetic thief. You see they have their backs to each other, and the masculine energy is really disappointed, and the feminine energy is like staring out the window. And there's a horse in the background, so it's almost like making a getaway type energy, like thinking about the getaway. But I'm definitely feeling as if the masculine energy is disappointed in the self, and that could be very much our own duality within, right? Because if we read cards from a place of self, being disappointed with our own choice. In the following card, the masculine energy is presenting flowers to the feminine, but she does have tears coming down. And there's a fire on the water fountain and a face in the fountain. And she's taking the flowers, but it's almost like there's a reluctance to her. Like she doesn't know if she should. She's not actually looking at him as she takes the flowers. Trying to burn the ghost of the past that is still very present. And the Six of Swords is about moving forward in general into calmer, more peaceful times, and then the couple is back together, right? For some of you, in the actual reality, you are with your dream partner. There may have been a third party person coming in trying to split you apart. It is possible that there was infidelity with the Seven of Swords, and it is possible that whatever infidelity that was, it was a big fucking mistake, and your partner knows it. It's interesting. The wand in the ground here that is lighting up the outside where they are is the same wand that's in the fountain water with the ghostly face. And the woman in these 4 cards is the same with the long brown hair, and the woman in these 2 cards is almost like a reddish color hair. To be fair, the beast forcing it to drink the water could be the masculine in its shadow. Almost like a forcing of them to be with them. Very aggressive. Let me know in the comments if you catch this in Divine Time, if you're dealing with a certain issue, because usually when I go live in Divine Time, it's for very specific people sometimes, especially when I pull Tarot. And I haven't used this deck in a while, so maybe somebody really needed this message. Especially if they did feel like their partner was unfaithful, or just found out that their partner was unfaithful and thinking everything was great, then finding out the partner was unfaithful, and the partner feeling terrible and trying to reconcile, but it still hurts. And like there's a trying to move on, but it's not necessarily the same right now. This 3 of Swords, that third party energy, I can't help but feel like the couple are actually happy and in alignment with each other. Someone was throwing some fucking hate or shade that manifested because there were shadows within the self that had to be dealt with. Because it's almost like he's really trying to make it up to her, but the chains or the necklace around her neck is broken. It's broken. There's a necklace that she's wearing, and it's broken. What's the guidance, please, Spirit? What further insight can you give me with this? I'm going to do the Oracle of the Mermaids first. What further insight can you give me with this? For whoever needs this in Divine Time, what is going on? Divination and Coral's Wisdom. Prophecy, fate, destiny, future fortune, and colony, delicacy, fragility, works that are created over great periods of time. Cards 15 and 31. And again, it's that dark-haired woman. If you're catching this and this is actually pertaining to you and you are the dark-haired woman in these cards, and you kind of sort of knew, because I feel like you knew. I feel like you knew. You might even have gray in your hair, because this card, she has like a gray streak here. And if you look at this card, she's got gray roots. in that card. She's got gray roots. And what seems like strips of gray in this card as well. So take it how it resonates for you. It may be for multiple people. But I think you understand that the person that you're with is very much someone in soul that you know you don't actually want to be without. And whatever this third party was, it may have been something that was written prior to coming into this lifetime together as a test of will or strength. The power of forgiveness and compassion, right? Different crown chakra work. Knowing that your relationship with someone else is very delicate and fragile. It's something that your souls have been building over a long period of time. Changes to the environment, like if you think about coral, changes to the environment can kill the entire reef. And sometimes it takes thousands and thousands and thousands of years for coral to be big and beautiful like it is, but it's still extremely delicate. No matter how massive it is, the slightest difference in the environment could literally kill the coral. And it's almost like that's what happened. Like you guys may have been building this dynamic with each other over the course of lifetimes or over the course of years, right? Years in this life, like whether you were together 2 years or 4 years or 10 years, there was something that changed in the environment or was caused from the environment. And it hasn't been rectified yet. I don't feel like it's been completely rectified yet. Like, even if you don't know for certain if your partner was unfaithful, there may have been a serious difference or change in them. Almost like they flashed back to a younger, more wounded mentality, right? When they were with whoever this siren-like energy was. Again, I can't help but feel the jealousy. Or the envy coming from the other person. See, I don't believe that the shadow in others can touch us unless there is shadow within the self that it can attach itself to. So if there were remnants of buried insecurity or remnants of buried fears or remnants of not trusting what they deserve in the long term, like from childhood wounds or something, if there was something buried that wasn't processed and truly healed, whatever this third party intended or wished upon from whatever state of negativity they were in, because it had a place to latch on, it actually manifested within your partner. That this siren energy kind of came in and distracted them away from what was truly valuable to your partner in you. You know what I mean? Like there was a serious distraction, a flashback to old ways of being. And it definitely changed things. And I do keep being drawn to the broken necklace. That might be significant for some of you, because it's not the same. It's not the same. I think that you were deeply hurt. Even if you didn't know for certain, you know what I mean, the actual effects of whatever happened, whether you knew the truth or not, you felt the shift, and the shift itself hurt to experience and witness, and you knew whether other readers were telling you about it and you were getting messages and signs and synchronicities from divine cards like this from myself or other readers, or if you were pulling cards for yourself and things were coming up like that, or you were just like sensing it and intuitively picking up on it, and you knew. I don't think it was properly rectified. I don't think it was properly rectified. It wasn't healed the way it was supposed to be healed, or resolved the way it could have, should have, would have been resolved, regardless of how or when it happened. Like, you could have even let it go and put it off for a while and tried to move forward and go back to normal, but at the end of the day, it still creeps up that this event and or shift in your dynamic happened. You could prove whether you could prove infidelity or not. Something that you were building for a long time absolutely had a shift from someone or something in the environment that was toxic to what you were building. Whether they realize that they're a toxic person or not, or even if your partner would look at them and say, well, they're not a toxic person, but they were spiritual energy to what was supposed to be going on. What other cards, Spirit, please, would come through for some insight from the Oracle of the Unicorns for whoever needs this in divine time? The Oracle of the Unicorns. Goddess, discernment, and passion. Honor your divine feminine energy and see your inner beauty. Love every part of you. Know that you are a unicorn, right? That there's nobody actually out there that can replace you. Discernment, we have that fucking redheaded siren again, right? Doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have to be a redheaded person, and her hair could just be lighter than yours. Like a strawberry blonde or a strawberry ashy blonde. You know what I mean? Like, discern. All is not what it seems. Stay true to your knowing and keep your dreams a secret. Do what excites you. Get fired up about your life and increase your energy levels. See, if this person was truly a thief of your passion, a passion between you and your partner, right? If this person was a thief of your passion, then in order for the passion to come back between you and your partner, it would absolutely have to be you reigniting the passion within yourself first. Getting back in touch with what sets your soul on fire, getting back in touch with your own authenticity, because maybe you lost a sense of self for a while being so wrapped up with your partner. And this energy, whatever came in to disrupt it, It's almost like a soul blessing in disguise, because whenever the shadow is found and attached to it, it brings it to our awareness and it has to heal. Discern, know your own value. Do not lose yourself. And do not lose your dreams. Don't even lose your connection to your partner if you want to maintain that connection with your partner. Even if you need to redefine yourself in the space within the dynamic you share with them. Like, create healthy boundaries, especially if you can't or couldn't prove, right, that they were with someone else, and you just knew, right? Divine intuition just fucking knows. It knows like it knows. Like, there's a difference between paranoia and fucking knowing in your soul. There's a difference. Especially if your partner ended up doing a massive, noticeable shift in their behavior or how they talk to you. Like, there's certain signs, because to be fair, when people feel guilty for doing something that's against or dishonoring someone they love, they will inadvertently shift and start pushing them away. They're going to try and hurt you. They'll hurt you so that you leave them, because they feel deserving of being punished, right, for what they did, but they can't necessarily always admit it, and so the behavior changes. They're not how they used to be. It does have to be rectified. So if you can't be passionate with your partner the way you want to be, either because you found out for certain or because you just fucking know, then claim your own energy and do what makes you feel good on a daily basis, and separate yourself from that energy for a while. You know, if you used to spend 8 hours a day with them or 10 hours a day with them, spend less time with them. You could still see them every day, but you're going to dedicate a certain amount of time to yourself and what you're doing, and that's separate from them. Because they're I mean, in the divine mirror, they're going to feel that separation from you, and it's because they're in separation with themselves, right? They're in separation with themselves, and they have to reunite themselves and make good on what they've done. They have to be able to own their choices, own their shadows, own their wounding, and that they allowed a very serious distraction to come in order to even start mending it, because otherwise it's going to stay broken. The necklace is going to stay broken. It's almost like the necklace has to be replaced, either literally or metaphorically speaking, or both, to be fair. They have to own their mistakes and the fact that they love you, because I feel like they do. I feel like the love that your partner has for you is real. I feel like whatever other party came in was a distraction, because someone from a place of hate chose to try and manifest it, and it had a shadow within your partner to latch on to. That shadow has to heal. They have to feel worthy of you and your value, and strive to earn it and keep it every day. Because the more they strive to earn it and keep it, what you bring into their life, they're owning their own worth in that battle against the shadow, so that it can't come back. That's some serious shit right there. I was not expecting this reading when I went live, to be fair. I never know why I get guided to go live. That obviously had to come through. So, okay. All right, Spirit. Yeah, the love is real between you and your partner. There was a serious distraction, and your partner had shadows of that distraction. latched onto and brought to the surface, and it fucks some shit up. It has to be rectified. Like, the universe, when it comes to karmic balance, if someone doesn't deserve some shit, like if you truly did not deserve to be cheated on or lied to or talked to or treated like crap, and your partner was on some fucking shadow shit that needs to heal, know that that has to be rectified. It just has to. It has to be balanced. Like Saturn energy, everybody deals with Saturn. Everybody deals with Libran energy. Everybody deals with the justice of truth. And truth is truth. Like, you can't hide from the truth or negate the truth or bury the truth and think in some which way, shape, or form that you will not suffer. So whoever is burying the truth or hiding the truth, they will fucking suffer until they face the truth. They will fucking face the truth. Or fucking suffer. You know what I mean? And that's karma, and we choose it for ourselves. We could choose to suffer, or we could choose the truth, and the truth sets us free. You know what I mean? The truth sets us free. I'm going to use this card. Well, hello, Marwa, and welcome. And welcome. Yeah, these energies, like, if you guys have been following me for a while, or if you're new, like, just know. You can always ask a question. If it's personal, I may or may not answer because it's a collective reading. There we go. Okay. I am going to pull a card in the meantime as guidance or advice. Love is the reason. Love is the reason. Each person in your life is there for a reason. And that reason always has something to do with love, like me, the universe. You know, the silver lining, like I said, the silver lining in events like this is that if and where there are buried shadows, situations like this bring them to the surface so that they can heal and a person can improve and the healing can occur. You know, we all have childhood wounds and shadows, and we don't realize sometimes how much they play in the subconscious of our own minds, and they dictate our behavior and our choices, and it takes a radical event sometimes to bring them to the surface so that they can heal and that people can love each other the way they're meant to be truly loved, you know, and treated the way they're truly meant to be treated. And it's a matter of being able to tune into that crown chakra energy of understanding and forgiveness and allowing time to do what it does and not losing faith in the highest good of what your soul knows. Like, if you know you're meant to be with a person and a fucked up situation occurred, it doesn't negate the fact that you still feel in soul like you are meant to be with this person. So give yourself time, right? That's the next card on top of the deck. You've got time. Like, give yourself time. Ever wonder what would make life's fleeting pain and sorrow totally and unquestionably worth it? How about living forever wildly in love and loved wildly? There's a reason why fucked up things happen, and it's because we've got fucked up energy buried in there that can't hang around in the soul, not in this lifetime or any other, and it has to heal. And so we're all just healing, no matter what the darkness is. It serves light. It serves the light. And if we are as strong as we are in soul and we love like we love, then time will heal all things. If you don't quit on what your soul knows, you can't fail. The only time you fail is when you quit. So, trust what your soul knows and allow yourself time. Be patient with you, be patient with other people, because they're healing things. People are fucking healing things, you know what I mean? And that's, it is what it is. You know, after the storm is the rainbow. And at the end of the rainbow is the manifestation, the pot of gold, the abundance, the wealth in the reality. You know, when we talk about wealth in the reality, it doesn't necessarily mean financial wealth. It could mean an abundance of beautiful experience, a wealth of positive experience that we get. You know, so just know that if you're dealing with a fucking storm, there is always a rainbow after the storm, and there is always a beautiful manifestation that follows, and we can look forward to that and not get lost in the storm. Because we can continue walking in the same direction the storm is moving and stay in that fucking storm, or we could say, fuck this storm, I'm gonna walk my ass the fuck out. I will get to the other side of the storm and walk out of the storm. I will follow the rainbows. You know? Focus on positive things. Remember the truth in your heart, remember the truth in your soul, and don't be hurt by necessary shadow experiences that were intended to heal, right? That were intended to heal. Karma's a bitch, but it's fucking fair. And for all the bad karma that's out there, there's beautiful karma too. And if you didn't deserve to experience pain, know that the universe knows it owes you one. Know that it does, right? Yeah, that's a personal question, Mara. I wouldn't answer that during a collective reading. Usually when I get certain milestone markers with the channel, like every 1,000 subscribers, I go live and do individual card pulls and readings like that. And I did one at 1,000, I did one at 2,000, I'm going to do another one at 3,000. So the more people, you know, like the content, share the content, comment on the content, and the content gets activity and I get more subscribers, I'll do that at 3,000. So stick around. You know, and if you have questions like that, I can absolutely answer them on one of those lives, or you can always book a private session with me. I book everything through Etsy. That link will be in the description. All right? So I do hope this message helped whoever needed it in divine time. I am absolutely booking through Etsy. If you do want to book a private service, I am here for you always. I will be back on the 16th for the full moon in Leo. We are doing the highest good themed readings for that event. There are still a couple slots available. If anybody actually wants one of those slots, there is just a couple more available. You can book those through Etsy. It's the secret codename service, and you pick the current moon event option there. Those will be on the 16th of February. I also put a post out there in the community tab of the channel for the energies of that day, what is going on cosmically, astrologically at that time, and what those energies mean. So you can always take a glance at the energy upcoming, because we're going to be feeling that in the week leading up to it and a good week or two after. All right? So, Grace Nicole Myths, Astrology and Tarot, signing off. My love and support is with you always. Thank you for being here. And until next time, love each other, and most importantly, love yourselves. Bye, everyone.